Eve, did God really say, said 2 times? Did God really say? Broke it down by repetition. I can eat that one, that one. He's talking to the woman. The serpent must be evil. Can't be because there's no sin yet. Jesus Christ walked in garden. God manifests as Jesus Christ because he's walking. That ancient serpent, he's called the devil. He's called old serpent, Satan, appearing as a serpent or being inside a serpent. So he's shrewd. Serpent, the shrewdest. Satan is that serpent. Then how come he didn't manifest as serpent? Satan, that old serpent, which is Satan, how's he let into the garden? Lucifer is created by God, allowed to come in. He's subtle, comes in with a question. Probably never heard a question like that. Did God really say you can't eat any of the fruit of the garden, of these trees? Yes, we're allowed to eat fruits of the tree, except the fruits of the tree in the middle of the garden. We got really, verse 2, chapter 8, Eden in east, the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. I don't believe in name Lucifer, Latin name, serpent, trying to get me to think in flesh, not spirit. Serpent, shrewdest creature that God made. Now, Lord God, after man was made, standing there, but no longer under God's protection, then aware they were naked. Before they were living in God's protection, paradise lost in that moment that they ate the forbidden fruit. All the animals dying, the plants slowly. How many sisters do you have, Michael? They're all named Gwen. She ate some of the fruit, gave some to her husband. Woman was deceived, became a transgressor. She sinned. She was deceived. She knew it wasn't specified if she knew it from Adam. He told Adam not to before she was created, verse 17. You can't eat it, Genesis 3:12. Adam, he blames her, verse 22. Created Eve. God created Eve out of Adam's rib. Adam made choice to sin. That's why it's accredited to him. She made a choice too. She didn't have to eat that fruit. The woman was deceived and became a transgressor. Why didn't Adam stop her? I don't think he was not a good leader. Flesh, beautiful serpent, good looking woman talking to a serpent. So far looks good. Sees those two talking. He's naive. She's naive. He's listening, but he's responsible. So she gave some to her husband that was right with her. He suddenly became ashamed. 13 people watching. Lightning strikes 888. Beautiful going this way, ugly going out. You might say Gwen is ugly, but to someone, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. Beauty in eye of the beholder. Eyes were open to good and evil. At that moment, their eyes were opened. Did they not know that God was good? Now they realize God is very good and they're not. Suddenly, you know what good and evil is. They hid. She had to know what it meant, knowledge of what not to do. Just because she's told not to eat it, just because she knew what death is, did they not understand good and evil? Suddenly they sinned, realized they're not good, and now they're ashamed. Their creator told them not to do something, but they did it anyway. She said, God said, don't even touch it. She said, God said, don't even touch it. You will surely die. Do you think I'm subtle? Your eyes will be open to see good and evil. I am so sorry you can't eat of that fruit. Sister Asner, listen, my seat's making that sound again. Leather, just call me Asner. You know who does most of the Asner are the sisters who have nothing to do. You don't want to slay me, do you, sister? Can you make Miss Rachel some tacos, chicken, beef? Surely you jest. Why do you string some? Why don't you string some leaves together? You're so proud. So you took the fruit. Do you feel shame of your nakedness? Why don't you cover yourself? You're watching me. The ship's on fire. You're going to let it burn. I'm reading Romans 5, verse 12. When eyes were opened, they felt shame. Every eyes opened, they saw the physical. Before, they only saw the spiritual. Now they look down and see physical. Is God physical? No, he's spirit. Are Adam and Eve spirit? No, they're flesh. How do you walk when nothing but how do you walk when you're nothing but spirit? I know it's Jesus Christ, angel of the Lord. They hid themselves among the trees, hiding not in fellowship. Not in fellowship anymore. So, is Adam able to get with God? Now his soul has sinned. He can still hear voice of God. I heard you walking, so I hid. I was afraid. When were they afraid before? No. They're in opposition to God, so they hid. I heard you walking. I knew I was naked, so I was afraid. I wonder if these were the first questions introduced. Separation causes questions. They just knew before when they were living in the spirit. Who told you you were naked? Did you eat from the tree that I commanded you not to eat? Who told you you were naked? I'm afraid because I'm naked. Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I commanded you not to? Yes, it was the woman who brought me the fruit. NIV. It was the woman you gave me, brought it to me, and I ate. How could you do such a thing? Makes you wonder what the first question of man was. Trickery. How does she know about trickery? The serpent beguiled me to charm or enchant versus deceived. One version says deceived, one charmed. Other version deceived. Charming can be disarming. Disembodied voice, Alexa beguiled. I'm just a Christian enjoying the word, not worried about voices anymore. Thank you, Adam. It was the woman who brought me the fruit, and I ate it. Aaron says, beguiled me, tricked, charmed. Lord God said to serpent, you're cursed. Crawl around on ground. Satan is that old serpent. You shall crush his head, and he shall bruise your heel. Satan getting cast into the lake of fire. Possessing the snake. Is that why the snakes were cursed? 3:17. Since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree I said not to, the ground is cursed. He said to serpent, you've done this now. You're cursed from now on. You and the woman will be enemies, and yours and her offspring will be enemies. Her offspring, the second Adam, seed of woman, will crush your head, bruise his heel. I'll be back. I love you.